So by studying film, you not only learn the tendencies of your opponent, the tendencies of that offense, but you also learn game time situation. Okay, this is what they like to do in the red zone. This is what they like to do when they get to midfield. This is what they do when they're on their end of the field. And you learn those tendencies by studying film. So during the game, even though they change the formation, because that's the cat and mouse game. You know, we want to run the same play, but we're going to run it out of a different formation because we know our opponent is watching film. So we can't run this same play using the same snap count, well, unless you're the Browns. Unless you're the Cleveland Browns and y'all got that overrated scrub at quarterback, then yeah, you will call the same play out of the same cadence, same snap count, same formation. You do that if you're the overrated Browns and the overrated Mayfield, but you know that's a subject for another video. So you change your formation, even though it's the same play. But what you learn is that game time situations. Okay, they're in the red zone. They normally like to run the ball when they're in the red zone based upon my film study. So even though they have 5 or 3 wide receivers on the field, that's just a decoy. They're going to run the ball. Why? Because this is their tendency. And you learn that tendency by studying film. What am I saying? I've studied this black woman's film. I've studied her. And when I tell y'all this, people think that I'm just saying this. And no, I've studied her. I know her tendencies. I know what I told y'all. If you give me 5 different scenarios, I can tell you to a T what she will do, what she will say, how she will react. Why? I studied her. I've been in the film room watching film. And when I watched the film of this black woman, I learned her tendencies. And one of the major things that I learned by studying the film of black women is that they worship and praise this white man. You have to get this. If you don't get this, you're going to be confused. It's just like those math problems that have multiple steps. And if you're off on one of those steps, you're not going to get the right answer. So what you have to do is you have to work backwards. And when you work backwards, you'll see, oh, at this step, I added when I should have subtracted. Oh, that's what I did wrong. So you add, and then you can go forward with the next steps, and you'll come out with the right answer. If you don't start from this premise, that this black woman worships that white man, then nothing else you do is going to make sense. Nothing else she do, rather, is going to make sense to you. You're going to be baffled by her behavior. But once you understand her tendencies, once you understand the formation and the plays that she run is all designed. They're all designed to get this white man who they worship. They praise. And you have to understand the difference between praise and worship. If you don't understand the difference between praise and worship, again, you're going to miss this. Because there is no doubt that the black female, if you look at her on social media, if you look at the things that she does, the things that she posts, you will see for yourself the praise and you will most certainly see the worship. Now, let's be fair. Because this is a bridge too far for a lot of you brothers. A lot of you brothers aren't really ready to go that far. Even though y'all see it. Y'all will just excuse it away or justify it or ignore it. So what did I tell y'all to do? I told y'all, here's what you do. You want to study black women? Then what you do is you study the women that you have a relationship with, or you study the women in your family. Those are the best test cases you can have. You don't have to go nowhere just to watch them. That's all you have to become a people watcher. You have to become a master of nonverbal communication. Once you master nonverbal communication, and once you master the ability to observe, shut your mouth and observe. See, a lot of y'all just want to run off at your mouth and pop your gums. No, just sit back. Don't say nothing. Just watch. That's all you have to do. If you don't think what I'm telling you is true, watch them. And this is what I've done is I began to study this black woman. Is I took 10 women that I've had relationships with. I'm not saying that 10, you might not have 10. So when they know that they're not going to change, then what they do is they develop an attitude. And that attitude is eventually in the relationship. And that's what I realized by studying these women, that all of these sisters had that same philosophy, that he has this attitude now, but he ain't had none of this. And when I say to this, she believes that what she has between her legs is powerful enough to change a brother. Now it may change some of y'all, because some of y'all flip-flop all over the place. One day you like this guy, the next day you're arguing with it. One day you believe this, the next day you believe that. One day you over here, the next day you can look at my entire body of work. There is no flip-flop. There is no changing of my positions. And the reason why that is that I'm consistent with where I stand. I mean what I say. No, I do not hate you, black woman. I understand you. And I understand that you worship white men. And because you worship and praise white men, I know that even though I'm dealing with you, if one comes along that catches your eye at work, at school, while you walk at the laundromat, while you at the bank, I already know what it is. And since I understand this, I can take it or leave it, folks. This is what shaped my philosophy. I know them. I know y'all. Y'all cannot run that okie doke on me. Save it for somebody else. In this worship and this praise of this white man that most 98% of these black women have, is so powerful that when this black woman realizes, because you got to understand them, you have to study them.